What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to quickly look at some new stuff on the PBE. Everyone is screaming over the new Pulsefire stuff, right? But this new Rammus rework is insane. It's 100% ridiculous. We're going to jump straight into it. The passive is no longer giving 25% armor as AD, but it deals a flat amount plus 10% of your armor and deals bonus magic damage on his attack. So it's slightly less, but we'll get to why in a second. His Q, the Powerball, is one of the biggest things though. So the maximum speed now is 145% plus 5% per level from 155 last time. That is ridiculous, right? Level 11, that's 200% move speed Rammus coming at you. 235% level 18. The duration is down 1 second and the damage reduced later ranks, so less AP ratio, and there's 60 flat off of rank 5. The cooldown is also lower though. So it used to be 16 seconds down to 10. It's now 16 seconds down to 6. Now with cooldown reduction, that 6 seconds turns into almost 3.5 seconds. So you can Powerball at 200% move speed or more than that every 3.5 seconds. The slow has been doubled when you hit somebody. The duration is down to 1 second from 2 though to kind of compensate it. Now the trade-off with all of these good things is it's now a channeled spell, so it can actually be interrupted by stuns or anything that cancels channels normally, whereas before it wouldn't. The two big things with this are the cooldown and the speed, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. You can max this first now 100%, and in team fights you're more than an engage bot actually. You can keep disrupting people over and over, keep looping around, keep chasing people, keep knocking them up. The speed with Moby Boots is going to be so funny. Like 155% was already super fast with anything else buffing it, right? But now try it over 200% with those buffs as well. Never ever gonna get away from this guy. You're really just the ultimate ganking machine. It kind of reinforces that, right? Pain in the ass to play against. Like nowhere is gonna be safe. Wards will not matter when somebody can move that fast, trust me. Right, obviously think that's okay though, because there is counterplay now with the interruption. So like, yeah, if you have something to stop a channel like an Ari charm for example, then you can get away, but if not, you're kind of boned. His W is also quite a big change actually. The bonus armor was a flat 40 to 120 armor, but now it's going to be 20 flat plus 50 to 70% total armor. The magic resist on this is going to be exactly the same as the armor now, and the cooldown was 14 seconds, but it's now to 6 seconds. There is also a few new effects though. One, it's active, you're going to be slowing yourself, and it can be toggled off early, which it couldn't be before. And also while active, your passive deals 150% damage and also deals that damage back to people who basic attack him, so the reflection damage. 70% of your total armor and magic resist extra is nuts, right? That is close to doubling what you have already. In my mind, I'm going to get a Gargoyle Stone Plate and you're going to have double health and almost double armor and magic resist for like 4 seconds or something. That seems fair, right? This is also with the 150% damage on your passive, which is really nice to clear and fight with. Again, 6-second cooldown. You'll have this up every 3.5 seconds with 40% cooldown reduction, which is crazy. When you fight Rammus, you have a 3-second window to do damage to him before he reflects your damage and gains loads of resistances. What is that? His E has also been changed, but not as much. It increases his attack speed now for the duration, and that attack speed also refreshes while any of his spells are active. So like his W, for example, it doesn't reduce their armor anymore. It used to when you taunted somebody, but that's because you get the attack speed instead. This is really going to help with his clear speed more than anything, I think. That is what this seems to be aimed at, but I bet his passive actually really hurts late game, especially dealing 150% with his W on. Your ultimate damage is down all ranks, but there is a new part to it. It slows enemies by 8 to 12% for 1.5 seconds, and that stacks up to 8 times though. So that is a 64% to 96% slow. So overall, like wrapping up what I think the main points are: 70% armor and magic resist on a 6 or 3 second cooldown, 200 or over % speed boost on a 6 or 3 second cooldown as well. More damage with his passive, up to a 96% slow as well, but there are a few downsides. The counterplay is you can stop him getting to you a lot easier. He just moves way faster than before, so that's kind of the trade-off. The damage across the board from your abilities is also slightly down as well, unless you have your W on with the E attack speed helping you. That seems to be where most of it comes from now. If you use this guy correctly, right, play around your short cooldowns, you can be super strong. I think you're going to clear faster and be way more impactful. I think personally at least. Especially remember, Cinderhulk just got buffed to do double damage to minions. Even better for someone like Rammus who had some trouble clearing. There are a few balance changes. Sejuani's already getting a nerf. The cooldown is up by 1 second every rank on a W. Now this is a sign she's probably too strong, like internally right at figuring this out. Getting nerfed before they've even seen her played on properly is crazy. I would say abuse her while you can this patch, but I bet you she gets even more nerfs if they already think she's too strong. We'll have to see though. Ivern is getting some interesting ones. So his move speed has been lowered by 5, not massive, but the passive is actually much more expensive. Most of you won't even know what I mean. Like you actually have to use health and mana to farm camps, like when you're setting them up with his weird passive thing. As you can see on screen, the health and mana costs are much higher now, especially the health cost actually goes up the later the game is. This will actually impact him more than it seems items, I think you can invade him more early and can't like 3D farm later. But honestly, like how many Ivans do you see power farming later into the game anyway? So Rakken's getting a few changes as well, 3 actually. Q range is up by 100, W damage is up a little bit at higher ranks, and the E shield has been lowered though, so it's down 40 later. Basically, the only way to use Q before was to jump in with your W, Q point blank, then E back to your ally to cast the heal on them. Now they're saying, okay, yeah, like you can max this and try and throw it out a bit more in the lane phase, I guess, with a higher range. Overall, I do think it's a nerf though. Like your shield is one of the best parts about your kit defensively, at least, so I'd rather take that like being higher and not a little bit more damage on my W and range on my Q, to be honest. Finally, there are some Riven subtle buffs around her animation cancelling being a lot smoother. There are 5 things they are considering doing, which you can read about in the description. I'm going to be honest, and I don't know enough about Riven to tell you how big these things are going to be, so you can have the look on yourself. The link is going to be in the description. Thank you for watching until the end. Let me know what you think is going to be the biggest change here for this patch, but for now, let's go to the robots.